I got my first visa when I was 13, and I'm going to be 27. That means that more than half of my life I've spent on a visa. Like I've always been on a visa.
Welcome to Moral of the Story, a podcast where everyday people talk about their real life experiences.
We live?
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, cause everything I've ever wanted is within my reach. But I've got to be impeccable whenever I speak.
Sergio, welcome to Moral of the Story. Now, we're excited to have you on, man, because, obviously, given a bit of context, like we know that you've lived in about eight countries. You've visited
Something like that.
over 100 cities. And, you know, it's pretty remarkable because on like social media from the outskirts looking on, it looks like, you know, you live a very lavish, it looks like you're on one big holiday, really, man. But a lot of what people don't actually see is the challenges, the adversities, the rejections that you took and how you actually turned them into opportunities. So that's what we really want to deep dive into. You know, and I think for someone that's, you know, interested in living abroad or, you know, that, you know, facing cultural barriers, language barriers, making a living elsewhere, meeting new people, very different people, you know, you're the person that I think of, you know. So
Where does this start, Serg? Where should we go? Like, does this start in South Africa?
Yeah, for sure. I guess it definitely does start in South Africa since I'm born there, you know. But you know, like when I think back to like, you know, when I'm from South Africa, you know, and when I thought like of my life, like I never moved in South Africa, but actually no, like ever since I was a little kid, I was born in Johannesburg, and then like 3 weeks later I lived in Durban, and then after 3 months we changed house, and then like I changed house again, and you know, like as a little kid I was kind of like here, and then we were there, and then we're living with somebody else because like my mom was like a single mom, you know. So my dad, he lives in Angola, he works in Angola. We don't really see him that much. Comes over when he can, but I mean, it's not so easy, you know. So if you can stay, my mom, like we stay with a friend, so it was easier that way. It was cheaper. And then maybe my auntie got sick, you know. I have an auntie that got like cancer, so we like had to move back there. We helped her out, and then like, you know, like you just move with the situation. You know what I mean?
So
just adapt.
that was from young. You kind of got used to moving around from very young age.
I guess so. Like I never really thought about it until a little bit later, but when I look back, I can actually, you know, maybe I did move a lot and I didn't realize it. You know? But yeah, so I was obviously living in South Africa like until I was like 13 or something, like first year of high school. And then my auntie, I told you she got cancer. She died. So my mom like was kind of like a big shock for my mom. So we were like okay, like that's it. We need to get out of South Africa. Like obviously we know that the country's not crazy. There's not good, you know, like there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of crime, whatever. So we left. I have some family in Australia, so we went to Australia. I was there for like 6 months. But so like I did my first year of high school in South Africa. I was in grade 8, the first year of high school for like 3 months. Then I moved to Australia, and in Australia you start a year earlier. So I got pushed up a grade. So I was in grade 9 for year 9, for 3 weeks or 1 month or some shit. And then we moved to New Zealand in the same year. So it's still my first year of high school, moved to New Zealand, and I was there for like 6 months. And because in New Zealand, they finish a year later, I got pushed up again. So like my first year of high school, I was in grade 8, 9, and 10. And then we came back to Australia, and I got pushed down because obviously it's like the same thing. And I did a school in Sacred Heart, and then they told me like, oh yeah, I was like there a whole term, like right at the end of the term. The principal was like, hey bro, by the way, we looked at your paperwork and actually you need to leave the school today. I was like, what? And they were like, I was like, how is that possible? Like, I've been here for 3 months. I had an interview with you. Like, I went through all the process like normal. And he was like, yeah, actually, we're not allowed international students or some shit. And you have to leave today. And I was like, okay, but I can leave at the end of the week. You know, I can say goodbye to my friends and stuff. And they're like, no, you need to leave today. I'm like, okay. So boom, I think he was like, go get your shit and get out. Like, no, get out, but like, it was like, kind of get out. You know? So I kind of like go to kick. I didn't do anything wrong, you know? And then that's when I went to Woodville and met you guys and shit. And then obviously I was in Australia for a while, always on a student visa, just trying to get like, obviously a way into the country, looking for like ways to get my way in. But obviously it's a bit difficult because like I went to school with you, Fabian, and you were sitting right next to me in maths, you know? And I think your school fees were like $300 and I was paying like $11,000 a year, you know? Damn. And that was, so I was working like after school. My mom was, she's allowed to work 20 hours as well because she was my guardian, you know? So my mom was working, I was working, and we were using that money to pay for the school fees. And like, we were staying obviously with my auntie. I stay like sometimes in the same bedroom as my mom because it's obviously not enough place or whatever, you know? So it's not always easy, you know? Everyone's like, cool. Like even my friends from South Africa, you know, they're like, But I think that's what also makes it easier is that I know that in South Africa, I have some friends, you know, that they live in like not cool circumstances, you know? Like I have a friend who's in like, it's like the size of a bathroom. Yeah. Like literally the size of a bathroom. He has the kitchen, the bedroom, the everything inside this like bathroom size, bro. And he lives with his mom until he was like 8 years old. And I never, ever, 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 ever heard him complain once. He's like the nicest guy. He's a solid guy, bro. Like, you know, he's a genuine good guy. He's always happy. He's always helping people. And, you know, like anytime I'm like feeling a bit like, I'm feeling a bit, I don't know, whatever, you know, I'm not feeling good. I'm like, shit, I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm just not feeling good. I remember this guy and I'm like, bro, you can't complain. Like, this is not somebody I saw on a TV show once, you know, this is my boy. Like when I go back to South Africa, I go say hello, we like go have lunch together or something. It's my boy, you know. It's not like somebody I just kind of, and I know where he's from, I know where he lived, I know what he's doing, and I'm like, shit, like I can't complain about my life. I should be grateful, you know. But yeah, anyway.
Explain the differences in culture, because it seems like South Africa, you got a humbling experience for your time there, and then you moved to Australia, and from what I remember, you used to move around a lot, and I don't know, man, I feel like you'd have a great perspective of the differences in cultures.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, and I'll talk about this later when it comes to like where I'm staying now, but I feel like everybody is actually the same, you know, like we're all the same. Like we're all humans, bro. And honestly, we're the same. Like, and I saw that in high school very quickly. I saw that in every single high school. Doesn't matter if you're rich, if you're poor. Because I went to like private high school, I went to poor high school, I went to government high school, I went to everything in 3 different countries. So, you know, like you see very quickly that actually we're all the same, bro. There's the funny guy in class. There's the bully. There's the flirty girl. There's the stupid guy. There's the intelligent guy. You know, there's all these stereotypes, but it's real. Like there's always this type of person in every type of like society, you know? Of course, at the end of the day, we eat different foods and we act certain ways, but at the core, I think we're all the same. You know? We're all different, but actually we're the same. But I think also sometimes it's also a little bit of education that makes it different. You know, like, for example, like sometimes when I meet people that have traveled, they know that there's other people out there, and there's other cultures, and there's other countries, and people are not, like, they don't have such a big head, you know? I feel like a lot of people, if they never traveled, they have like this big head of like, you're so lucky to be in my country. Like, this is where I'm from. You're lucky to be in my house. But it's not like that, actually. It's like, you know, we're all sharing the same planet, and you should be able to go wherever you want, do whatever you want. It's chill, you know? Like, if you come to my house, I'm happy. I welcome you, you know? And I feel like people that have traveled, they know that difference. They know that it's cool to welcome people from other countries. It's cool to be like, hey, come visit. I want to show you around, because you know how it is to be on the other side of the fence. You know, when you have that, maybe it's compassion, maybe it's that, I don't know what it is, but I know like people, when they've traveled, they open their minds, and they see that actually, you know, shit is not cool when you go to another country and people are like, this is my house. I don't like immigrants, don't like tourists. But bro, you know, like, we're all just trying to enjoy life. I'm not here to cause shit, you know? And I think that's also something pissing me off about, like, when people talk about refugees. I mean, I know I'm getting off topic, but when people talk about refugees and shit, I'm like, bro, you know that guy, he left his house, he left everything that he knows, he left his friends to come to your country because he thinks that maybe he has a chance of a better life. And when he comes to your fucking country and he got a better life, his better life is staying in a fucking 3 square meter room with fucking 10 guys, bro. You know what I mean? And he's happy to do that because that's a sacrifice he's willing to make. And he's willing to be like, you know, like, he's going, okay, I'm going to go live in another place where I don't speak the language, I don't know the people. I'm going to live in a room 3 by 3 with 10 other guys. I'm not going to have a job. I'm going to have to hustle super hard and barely eat every day. Fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. Why do you think he's doing that? Because he's got such a fucking cool life back home? No, bro, because he's just trying to be, you know, humans are humans. We're just trying to, like, live a better life. We're just trying to do something for ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back. To
my bad.
No, it's all good. We can go on a tangent later, but I want to take it back to so when you were living in Australia, now there was a situation with your visa because you had to leave. Tell us about that. Like, what happened there? Why did you have to leave Australia?
So, like I said, the way I got into Australia was with a student visa. So if you have a student visa, you pay like $10,000, $11,000 a year, and that's to go to like college or high school, right? University is crazy. University is like $40,000, $50,000, and there's no help from the government. You have to pay upfront. You know what I mean? Before you start the course, you have to pay for everything. There's no like, oh yeah, you can pay in 30 years or in 10 years, or we take it off your salary. There's nothing like that. It's like, you want to pay? You want to come? Okay, you pay. And you pay before. So, you know what I mean? It's fucking expensive. You're only allowed to work like 20 hours a week. It's not easy, you know? But it lets you get that foot in the door, you know? So, obviously, I thought that was a good idea. So I came on a student visa. And once I turned 18, my mom, she wasn't allowed to be my guardian anymore. So she went on a student visa as well, so that she could just stay, you know. And then I was looking for like jobs that I could like get, because if you get like a manager job, you can get sponsored and then you can stay, right? So I was working everywhere. There was even a time where a girl from school, Eleanor, she was like, hey, if you need a manager job, you can work at Macca's. You can get it in like 3 to 6 months. I was like, all right, sick. So I had an interview with the guy, and the guy was like, I was like, bro, listen, I'm not coming to McDonald's because it's my dream career. I'm coming here because it's a big sacrifice for me, but I need to do what I need to do. Can you promise me a manager job in like 6 months? And he was like, yeah, no stress. If you come here, you work hard, we're going to train you. In 6 months, you're going to be manager. I was like, sick. All right, I joined. On my first fucking day, man, I rock up. there's like 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds. And I'm fucking 18, 19, bro. 20 years old. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? I look at myself in the mirror. What am I doing here? But I knew that it was obviously for a greater good, you know? So you just, you know that there's a goal at the end of the day. So you keep hustling, you know? And then these motherfuckers at like 4 months or some shit, 4.5 months, they changed ownership. And the new manager came. She was like, yeah, we don't know, 6 more months. And they hired somebody else that has never worked at McDonald's before. And I like trained myself to do everything. And then they hired somebody else. I was like, this is some bullshit. So I changed work. Same thing again. The guy was like, bro, promise you we can get you a position in 3-6 months. I'm like, all right, sick. Same thing again. Actually, no, we can't. My bad. All these false promises, you know? And after like the third time that it happened, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm sick and tired of this shit. So my dad, he lives in Angola, right? So I was like, all right, so I'm going to go live in Angola for like a couple months with my dad. I'll get some manager experience there. And then I'll try and come back in Australia. And then I can say, hey, listen, I have 3 months manager experience at this factory in Angola. I have something better than just supervisor or whatever else, you know? So I said, okay, I'm leaving. I went to Angola, was with my dad, I was working there with him. And then I applied for my visa while I was in Angola. It's like for us to get a tourist, and it was a tourist visa to go see Fabian in Gold Coast. It wasn't even like a big ass visa, you know? It was a tourist visa just to come for like a couple months. So it cost like $250, and then it's like a month's waiting time, right? So I applied, I'm waiting. I got into South Africa and I was in Johannesburg. I'm from Durban, so like all my people are in Durban, you know? I have like a weird uncle that lives in, not a weird uncle, but I have like an uncle that, I mean, we're not super close, but I have an uncle in Johannesburg and like one childhood friend, you know? So when I was in Joburg, I stayed with my childhood friend and she was like, hey, you know, you can stay, but only like 2 nights because I have another friend that's coming. So I was like, okay, cool, no stress. So I stayed the first night, and then I stayed the second night, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I already, because to get the visa, you need to get like your plane ticket as well. So I got my plane ticket, I paid for the visa, and then I go to the embassy. I'm like, listen, like I'm leaving today. Where the fuck is my visa? Like, what's going on? And then she's like, no, your visa's not going to be accepted because like you have nothing in South Africa that's like holding you here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I just want to go on a holiday visa, man. I just want to go see my family. I just want to go see my mom. I haven't seen my mom in 3 months, you know? And they were like, your mom's there? Oh, man, what's your mom doing there? Blah, blah, blah. And she started like interrogating me about my mom and shit. And I'm like, bro, like, calm down. Like, and then she was like, yeah, you lied to us. You said that you're going to go visit your auntie, not your mother. And I'm like, whoa, my auntie is a citizen. My mom is just a tourist. Like, she's just there on a visa. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm going to go visit a tourist on a tourist visa, you know? I wrote that I'm going to go stay at my citizen auntie's house because that's where I'm going to go stay, you know? And then she was like, nah, I don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. And then she was just like a huge bitch. And she was like, you're not going. No matter what, you're not going. And I was like, wow, fuck you, you know? So I went to and the girl was like, yeah, so I can't stay there. And I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. So I called my mom and she was like, it's okay, like, don't stress, like, whatever. And then, like, I called my auntie and another auntie and she was like, hey, go teach English in Asia. So I was like, okay, well, I have a cousin there. So I called my cousin. This is all in the same day, yeah? I called my cousin. I'm like, hey, Trav, you still teaching English in Thailand, yeah? Like, yeah, I'm in Bangkok. I'm like, oh, cool. Listen, so you think I can come stay with you for a bit? He's like, yeah, sure. When are you gonna come in? I'm like, tonight. Like, I'm gonna get the plane now, and I can be there like tomorrow. You know, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I'm no joke, bro. Like, I'm literally at the flight center. Like, he's like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess. So I'm like, okay, cool. Book the ticket. I booked the ticket from Johannesburg to Bangkok. I left like 6 hours later or some shit. I arrive in Bangkok. He sends me like an address. I get to the address. This motherfucker not there. You know? Damn. Like, it's like the 7-Eleven. It's not even his house. Just send me to 7-Eleven. I'm like, damn. How am I gonna contact this guy? I'm gonna have to fucking sleep at the 7-Eleven. This is some bullshit. And then this guy, he just comes in his rugby shorts to go buy ice cream. And he's like, hey, Serg, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, bro, I told you I'm coming. He's like, yeah, but I didn't think you were serious. I'm like, bro. I just kind of like rocked up at his house, you know, like in Bangkok. So he was like, okay,
how old were you here?
Right, come. I think I was 21.
Yeah.
21.
Damn.
So I rocked up, and then he was like, okay, I slept at his house. And this was a Friday night. On a Monday, I went with him to work, to his school. And I did like an interview with a couple of teachers. And then I started on the Wednesday, just like that.
With no experience.
So no experience. I have like a TEFL, which is like a course you can do online. It took me like a week or two. And I did it just because my mom sent it to me, and she was like, hey, you know, it could be cool one day. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, why not, you know? So I did it just like because why not? But I mean, it wasn't really like a plan to go actually do it, you know? Yeah. So I started on a Wednesday, and then I was working like 6 days a week, and I wasn't really enjoying it. And I mean, it was cool, but I mean, the day I was working, my cousin wasn't working. The day I was working, he was, you know what I mean? Like we missed each other every time. So, and it was like no quality of life for me. I didn't get like a good enough salary. I was working a lot, and I was like, fuck this.
Describe that first day. What was that like when you're teaching?
Ah, shit. You're right. I didn't come back. The first day, of course, bro, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know. I was just like, you know what? You know what? It's pretty simple, man. You know, like we all went to school for 12 years, you know? I just kind of did everything that I just repeated what my teachers taught me. You know what I mean? Like, you just say good morning, okay. And luckily I had like kind of younger kids, so it was pretty basic English, you know. So I just kind of sang some songs, like just remember some shit from school, you know, like I think you just have good energy. Kids love that, you know. Yeah. So I would just have good energy, and my cousin was just like, just speak with your hands, like it helps the kids, you know. So I was like, hey, what's your name? You know, like, bro, I had all these shit, you know, like, I mean, it was cool. No, I enjoyed myself, really. Like, they're really nice people, really cool people. But in this process, actually, while I was in Bangkok, obviously I was still trying to get back to Australia. And I applied for a second time to come to Australia. So I paid another $250 to come to Australia. It got denied again. And then I applied a third time. And I remember I got a call at school, and I was like, oh, my bad. Like, I need to take this call. And I went outside. I took the call, and it was like, yeah, hello, this is Australian Embassy. You're not getting the visa. Some shit like that. You know? And I was just like, I just started crying, you know? I was like, fuck. Like, I just started crying because the thing is, like, you know, for me, Australia, I was there for 8 years, you know? I mean, I lived 8 years, my adolescence, from like, 13 to 21 years old. That's a big part of your life, you know? Yeah. So, for me, it wasn't like I was going to Australia on holiday. I was going home. Right. You know what I mean? Like, even today, I still have my shit at my uncle's house, still in my room. You know what I mean? Like, he still has shit in his cupboard of mine because I was coming back. I was just going for 3 months. I wasn't going forever. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was a big, like, bro, it hurt a lot to be like, you're not allowed to go home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that really hurt me. And it was a big thing to deal with. And so when I got like that third call, I was just like, fuck. I cried. Like it broke me, you know? Yeah. And
that's
I could just cry and shit.
That's a interesting like perception you have, is that, you know, even though technically Australia wasn't your birth country and all this, you felt like it was your home. I feel like it's so hard for people to wrap their heads around, or people take for granted their home. Like they think, yeah, because I was born here, this is my home. But home could be so much more. It's the memories you build, the friendships you make. You could really, a part of your story that I feel like is a really big lesson for other people is making something else your home. And I feel like a lot of people may be struggling with like their identity and what they call home. For you, I feel like you're the type of person that you flipped a situation 180 and were able to pivot and adapt in whatever circumstance and was able to build a home. But it's interesting to hear you say how Australia felt like your home, even though it wasn't your birth country. I thought that was real interesting.
100%. But bro, like the thing is, at the same time, you know, I mean, when you're an immigrant, you know, you try so fucking hard to change your ways, to adapt, to integrate, to be somebody that maybe naturally you're not. You know, like there's a lot of things. Like when I first came to Australia, man, I mean, what the fuck? Like I speak English. It's my first language. I remember being in Woodvale and I was like, hey bro, how you doing? He was like, what? What do you say? I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm speaking English, dickhead. Like, you speak English, I speak English. How you not understand me? He's like, oh, bro, you have an accent. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, this is my first language. Like, make an effort. Like, shit. So, like, I know that I lost, like, I don't really even have a South African accent anymore, unless I speak to South African people. But I changed my accent on purpose to be able to fit in and to be able to have friends, you know?
Wow.
So, like, you make such a big effort to adapt and to change and to be somebody else, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually, all of that, nah, we don't care. Fuck off. You don't have the right paperwork, you know. Get out of here.
Wow.
It's just like it's some bullshit, you know what I mean?
It's
anyway,
I want to know. So when did you went from South Africa? Australia, NZ, and back to South Africa. Then you landed in Bangkok. Where did life take you from there? Where did where was next in your journey? Because obviously you landed in Europe at some point. Where was it from then on?
So I'll try and make it a little bit quicker than what it is.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go to all those 100 cities. We're not gonna. Let's break it down.
But like, so when I was in Bangkok, right, I said like I didn't really enjoy it. I loved it. Like I loved it, but it wasn't for me. I was trying to look for something else, you know, better quality of life. And I randomly met some girl in a nightclub in South Africa, and I added her on Facebook just like that, you know, like. And she posted like, anyone looking for a job in Vietnam, give me a message. I was like, fuck yeah. So I sent her a message like, hey, like that job still open kind of thing. And she was like, yeah, no stress. She hooked me up with the contacts. And then like I applied and the guy was like, yeah, 100%. We don't care, come. And I was like, okay, sick. So like I left, like I gave like my kind of like my, I say that. Sorry, bro, I'm thinking in French, but like, you know, like a warning, like a 30-day warning.
Resignation.
That I'm leaving. Resignation, yeah. So I gave like my resignation, and then I left after 30 days, whatever it was, and then I flew to Vietnam. I flew to the Hanoi, the capital, and then the guy was like, yeah, I'll meet you at this place, blah, blah, blah. I got the bus, boom, sent me down south. I was in Ninh Binh. It was like an hour and a half away from the city. And I was there for like 2-3 months. But bro, the city, it's kind of like a tourist city sometimes, but like on that side. And where I was is like just Vietnamese people. And that's it. Like, fuck all. Like the only other English speaking people were like 3 Filipinos that I kind of kept to themselves. You know, like Filipinos are very like community, you know, like they on their own like kind of vibes, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like this white guy from fucking South Africa. They're like, we don't care about this guy, you know.
Wow.
They were super nice to me, you know, super super nice, but we're not the same at all. So it was kind of like you're on your own, bro. So I was kind of like on my own for like 2-3 months. That was a bit like a little bit hard, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just focused on other shit. And
What was a day in the life in Vietnam in kind of the rural, not rural, but just outside the city areas? Like, do you just get up, go to work, come back? Like, I know how hard it is to talk to Vietnamese people. I was there with you for a couple months, and I felt it. Even though I had you around and your mum around, I felt it. But I can't even imagine just being by myself. Like, that's it.
The thing is, it's funny, man. There's a lot of it's real cool though. To be honest, like there's moments where just so random. Like the one time I was walking home, you know, and these Vietnamese guys, they look at me, they're like, "Hey," da, 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 da. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was like, "Hey," you know, and they're like, "Yeah, beer, beer, beer." Hey, fuck it. Why not?
It's beer.
Get us a beer, bro. So like the guy, they pay for, they get me a beer, and they're like, yeah, eat food, you know. But this is in Vietnamese. Huh? I'm just translating in my head. Like I just suppose what they're saying, you know. They're like, I'm living here, you know. I'm like, hey, sick, why not? Yeah, sick. So I eat like something, bro. And the thing is, in Vietnam, I never know what I'm fucking eating. To be honest, like 90% of the time, I don't really know what I'm eating, you know. And I'm eating this, and I'm like, damn, this is good, man. What is this, you know? And he said the word. I'm like, what is this, bro? So I get out Google Translate, you know, and then he whips out Google Translate. He's like, frog. I'm like, damn, that's good frog, bro. It's the first time I ate frog. I'm like, frog, bro. So I ate it. Anyway, yeah, so cool, you know, it was really cool experience. And then like another night, I'm coming home, I'm like, I'm a bit hungry, you know, and because there's kind of like mountains around, there's a lot of goats. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat some goat today. So I'm going to like this goat restaurant, and I'm like, damn, what's the thing on the menu? I'm just like, can I get a number 3? So then this lady like, yeah, no problem. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to ask Google real quick because I'm not sure about this number 3. I look on Google, bro. God damn. I got goat's brains. I'm like, yo, change.
Boy.
Like, no, shit. It's goat's brains? Come on. Nah, fuck that. Hey, yo. No, not today, not today. That was... Even my birthday, you know, I spent my birthday alone. That was horrible, man.
Yeah.
I had my birthday, and like obviously I know nobody, you know, so I spent my birthday alone. I called my mom, and mom was like, Sergio, go spoil yourself. Go to a restaurant and go eat something nice. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're right. I'm gonna do that. I go to a restaurant, bro, and I'm like, look, there's kind of pictures, you know, but you can't really see. It's very bad quality. And I'm like, damn, that looks like chicken wings. And I know that ga means chicken. So I'm like, chicken, kind of see like, I guess it's chicken wings. So I'm like, yo, I get some of those, please. Yeah. It comes, bro, it's fucking chicken feet. I'm like, man, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I got chicken feet.
You rolled the dice with that one.
I eat it. The worst birthday present ever to myself. I gave it to like the cleaning lady. She was so happy, bro. She's like, damn, chicken feet. This guy good. Nah, bro. It wasn't for me.
What was
But yeah, nah.
What was your what's the hardest part? Is it the like being alone and just constantly just having these little like times where it's just like you just like is it yeah, what is the hardest part about being in that environment?
Yeah, I think it's just like probably like the isolation, but then at the same time you start to ask yourself a lot of questions. You know, it kind of cuts your confidence as well with a lot of things. You know, because you kind of like, it's me, I'm the problem. You know, like
right.
But so at the same time, you know, like there's a lot of moments, bro, where you're kind of just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know anybody here. Like, I really could not give a fuck. Like so many times, I don't know why. Maybe it's movies or something that had an influence on me. But when it rains, bro, I'm like walking home and it starts raining. I'm like, fuck it, I'm wet. I don't give a fuck. I just start like singing and I just get like this energy and happiness, bro. I'm so fucking happy. I'm just singing in the rain. I'm walking home singing in the rain. I'm completely wet because I'm like, I can't get any more wet than I am already, you know? Once you wet, you wet. There's no level of wetness. I'm like, fuck it. Like singing in the rain, bro. Vietnamese people looking at me like, what motherfuckers is crazy? You know, like, bro, they're looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bro, I don't care, you know, like, just there's sometimes where you just like, fuck it, I don't care. I don't know, you people, you don't speak the same language, you're gonna insult me, that's okay. I don't care, you know, like.
It seems like every time you hit a low point, you flip it. Like,
yeah, but you have to.
Yeah, you have to. You have no other choice, right? Like, you just got to.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
Can I ask Serg, what would you say it was out of your whole experience? What is there a specific moment where you thought like you've hit rock bottom? Like what was your lowest point? Like that breaking point. Like,
bro, to be honest, you know, coming back to Australia real quick, my mom, you know, there was a couple of times where she was like, fuck this shit. This is too hard. I want to go home, you know? And my mom is like my mom, bro, you know, like it's like the person you look up, you know? So to see her crack, I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, no, don't crack. Like, we staying here. Like, no, no. You know, like, I was like, fuck that shit. We're not doing that. Like, we staying here. It's just for the greater good. Like, even though I know, like, sometimes it gets hard, I know what is, like, the end objective. You know what I mean? Like, there's days where I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? But I know that it's just temporary. And I know that, like, there's an end goal. And that's what's the most important part. You know what I mean? So, like, yes, okay, there's that song, you know, if you get knocked down, you got to just get back up. You know what I mean? And I think it's a real important thing that people don't appreciate or acknowledge is like, you're allowed to get knocked down. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. That's normal. The important part is to get back up. That's what's important. Get knocked down is normal. It happens to every single body. But the most important thing is to not stay down, to get back up. You know what I mean? That's what I think is the most important part. And also to just, like, if you fall down, bro. Go for it. Cry. Let it out. But
it's not always going to be like that.
And you know what the thing is as well? I think I like there was like a time in my head where it just clicked, you know, where I was like, fuck it. You can't control. Sometimes it's just shit you can't control. You know? Like when I'm in buses in Vietnam, it's crazy, bro. These motherfuckers is on another level. They're driving at like 120 in a fucking bus, bro, at night. They're like, wah, wah, wah. They're like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die. I'm going to die tonight. And you know, the thing is, the first time you get it, you're like, oh shit, it's over. It's over for me. I just killed myself. I did this to myself. Why did I get this fucking bus? I'm killing myself. And then you're like, hey, you know what? This guy don't want to die either. Fuck it. If I die, I die. You know, I kind of have like this faith that everything happens for a reason. If it is, it is. Like it will be what it is meant to be. You know? So, like, I have no regrets. I have no like of course there's sometimes where you're like, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. But I don't have any regrets because I mean everything happens for a reason. And there's a lot of lessons that I got from my mom that I didn't realize at the time. But with life, I realized, fuck, my mom taught me that. And I'm so lucky that she, you know what I mean? Like, it's a blessing in disguise. You know the saying?
Yeah.
Like, this happens to me all the time. And it's what I tell myself all the time. Whenever there's something shit, that I'm like, man, why this happening to me? Why this happening to me? I just tell myself, it's okay, bro. It's meant to be. It's a blessing in disguise. You know, like the visa that got denied in Australia, that's meant to be. You know, at the moment it hurt, but that's meant to be. It's okay. Because I was meant to do other stuff. I was meant to travel the world. I was meant to go do this. Because if I got accepted that visa, maybe I went back to Australia and I would have done just like a normal job, and I would have just been like, okay with life, and that would have been it, you know? Maybe I was meant to get like denied that visa, and that forced me to go to Vietnam. That forced me to go to meet my ex, Kemi. You know, that forced me to travel the world. That forced me to be where I am right now. You know, I am where I am right now because my visa got denied. Maybe at the time, happy about that. But right now, there's not a fucking chance in hell that I would be here if I got that visa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So super grateful that it happened. Of course, at the time, you don't want to believe that.
Yeah.
You're like, shit.
And I love how
You know,
I love how you say, like, you've just got to, like, if you're having a bad day, just let it happen, because you know, like, in 3 months' time, you'll look back at it and feel like that was a blessing. I just didn't realize it at the time, but I now put that in my mind in a space where it's a blessing, and you're almost appreciative of it. And so anyone going through tough times, like, yes, it's just a dark cloud over your head, and that cloud will pass. Talk to us.
for sure.
Talk to us about after Vietnam, and how you got to where you are now.
Yes. So basically, what happened is I was in that small city, and then I moved to like Hanoi with another South African friend of mine. He moved there, and then I was there, and that's where I met my now ex-girlfriend, Kenny. She's like a French girl from Toulouse, and we met in Vietnam in the north, and then we kind of like got talking, whatever. So she was like, "Hey, listen, I'm going back to France for Christmas. You want to come with me?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." Who the fuck gonna say no to that, you know? So I was like, "Yeah, 100%." So I applied for my visa again, like €200 or something. Applied for my visa, and it wasn't accepted. So I just lost €200 again. Another visa rejection, you know? And she didn't understand at all. She was like, "But what the fuck? You're just gonna come visit me and my family? Like, I don't understand." You know? I was like, "Hey, man, visas, you know, like when you got that South African passport, it's difficult." You know? Anyway, that visa got denied, so I went down to South Africa, and then she met me there, and then we went to live in Ho Chi Minh. And then in Ho Chi Minh, we're like, okay, well, she wants to go do some studies, so we went back to France. And then we were in Toulouse with her family and shit. And obviously at this point, I speak like zero French. You know, like I said, je m'appelle, bro. I don't know how to say shit. And anyway, so like we go back to France, and then we're there for like 3 months. And then it was a bit like, we realized, fuck, it's really impossible for me to stay longer than a tourist visa. And a tourist visa is max 3 months. And that was obviously €250, like 21 different paperwork, you know? And it took time. Like we had to get like a paper, like the police had to go to her mother's house, look at the house, make sure the house is okay to accept me, sign a paper, sign like some certificate. Then they had to send this certificate. It cost €60 for the certificate. They had to send the certificate all the way to Vietnam. And with that original certificate, I could apply for the visa, just for a tourist visa for 3 months.
Wow.
It was such like bro, it cost like €300 because the certificate was €60, visa was $250. It's just like bullshit, you know? So anyway, I ended up getting a visa on the last day because the flight was on the Sunday, and on the Friday, they gave me the visa. Bro, when they gave me this fucking visa, man, I was crying like a fucking baby, bro. I had like a massive vein in my head. I was crying and crying. I was just so happy. I went back to the embassy and I was just said, "Excuse me, who gave me this visa? I just want to say thank you to this guy." The guy came out, bro. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" Like, he almost was like, "I'm going to take this visa away." Like, why is the guy so, like, there's something suspicious about this guy. Why is he so happy, you know? Yeah. I was like, "Bro, you don't understand." Like, I mean, I've had the last 4 fucking visas that I tried, all denied. Like, I was so like a relief, you know? Anyway, so I arrived in France, long story short. basically we couldn't figure out a way to stay in France. So we were like, okay, well, I have to leave. I don't have an option. Do you want to follow me or you don't want to follow me? She was like, no, 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 I love you. I want to follow you. So, okay, cool. So we already lived in Asia. So we're like, okay, let's go try South America, you know? So I looked at some countries and we saw like where I could go. And then we're like, well, Argentina sounds cool. So we looked at Argentina and then we're like, we don't want to live in the capital city. Like, let's look at some other cities. And we found Mendoza. So we're like, yeah, okay, well, let's go there. So I think I have like a 6-month visa to go there. So as a South African, so it was like no problem for the visa. So we arrived in Buenos Aires, got the bus, we lived in Mendoza for a couple of months.
What are you doing to, quickly, just, money-wise? How are you getting around?
So,
what are you doing to support yourself? Because that's probably, like we're hearing, I pay for this, pay for that. Like, also, how are you supporting yourself doing this? And so on.
So I guess the first thing I would have to say is priorities, you know? Me personally, you know me a little bit, Fabian. I don't spend my money on shit. Like, I'm not the type of guy that's going to go buy a polo t-shirt for 120 euros. You will never, ever, ever see me do that. Me and Garama, another friend of mine, you guys know him, we go all the time to Good Sammy. All the time. Like I know exactly, in my head, I have imprinted every single Good Sammy's, Salvos, Vinny, all of them, bro. I know exactly where every single one is, bro. I know all of them. I even have a fucking Salvos card in my wallet. Like, I was proud of that shit. I was like, yeah. You know, like, I'm not here trying to flex, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck, man. I know that I got good style. I know how to like dress well. That doesn't mean I have to spend 500 euro. You know, like I think there's a difference between class and buying class. You know, like some people know how to dress well with minimal shit, and some people that have to wear the logo because they don't know how to dress well.
Yeah.
You know, they have to have that Gucci because they don't have style themselves, so they need to use a brand to make them look good.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I'm my own brand. You know, I know how to color match. I know how to make things look good. So I don't need a brand to help me. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I like that perspective, bro. I'm wearing a Kmart t-shirt right now.
Are we flexing on our attire now?
Bro, this cost me like 50 cents. I got a black t-shirt that cost me like $3, and I got like an iron-on shit, and boom, ironed it on.
Bro,
thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I even got a t-shirt there with like a bouquet of flowers. It's me, I did the stitching, you know, I put that little bit of bouquet flowers. Good, like YouTube shit. How you do a bouquet of flowers? Boom, YouTube. Thank you very much.
So,
make that plain ass black t-shirt to something cool, you know?
Yeah, so you're very conservative with your money, but how are you getting money in? What are you doing at this point, like to be able to travel and do all that?
Sure. So like obviously, when I was living in Asia, there was English teaching in person, yeah, and life is kind of cheap, so you know, it's just about, like I said, like honestly, it's just about priorities, man. Like I don't have like a crazy apartment, I don't have like crazy shit. I just keep it very basic, minimal shit. You know what I mean? I have a good time. You know, I mean, I know how to have a good time. I can go out and have 2-3 beers, have a sick night. I know other people that have to buy a bottle. You know, like, oh, look at me, bro. You know, like go to the clubs at like $25 entry. I don't know. You know, just I find like it's very easy to spend money, and it's hard to not spend. You know?
So you were still doing the teaching?
So I was still doing. This is in Asia, right?
Yeah.
But once I left Asia, you can't really do, like in Argentina, I could do English teaching at a school, but the money there is really bad. So like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? So I was teaching English online to kids in China. So the hours were a bit difficult, but I mean, bro, it was like 3 hours a day. So it's chill. Like honestly, like I think I get like $1,000 a month if I work like three hours a day. You know what I mean? Maybe like 6 days a week, but like 3 hours a day, that's nothing, bro. The salary in Argentina is like $500 That's a decent salary. So I have double decent salary, you know, and I'm working 3 hours a day. And because the country is super cheap, you have like this higher quality of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, Camille, she was doing some work on Upwork. She was doing some French, English editing, some shit like that.
Okay.
So she's a little bit of income as well. You know what I mean?
So really, you were a freelancing English teacher, like pretty much
It was
like
more like a
remote.
and I was like English teacher.
Yeah.
Like more like a remote English teacher, and she was like a freelancer because she had like it was kind of like jobs, you know, like she would get a job, she doesn't have a job. She get a job, she doesn't have a job. I had like a constant job, like a contract kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a bit difficult when you move. If you're going somewhere for a while, like because we were there for 3 months, it was okay. But you can't do it like every week. You can't just like chop and change. You know what I mean? Because you need to be on time for the lessons. You need to have a good internet. You need to have this. You need to have that. You need to have that. So it's not. You can't just like go on a travel and be like, okay, sick. I'm going to be an English teacher. It doesn't really work like that. But if you want to go live in another country, yeah, probably it's possible for sure. And like you guys are Australian, that's definitely possible because you have a better passport. Like there's certain companies that only take Americans, Australians, and British.
And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't see that. They don't understand how valuable an Australian passport is, you know, in comparison to a South African passport. You know, because we can obviously go to a lot more countries, you know, and be accepted, you know.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But for you guys to travel is like super easy. I think even like for French people, you know, like if they want to come to Australia, it's like the questionnaire online, bro. It's like, are you a terrorist? No. Have you ever killed anybody? No. You know, like fuck, bro. Like, do you? You know, like, it's stupid ass questions. You answer like 10 questions, and then you have your visa. You know, like me, it's like 21 paperwork that take like 2 weeks to get, and then you have to wait a month, and then it's like $250. And then maybe it's accepted, maybe it's not accepted.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
It's so funny how based on where you're from, what boundaries or borders you're raised in, you're perceived in a certain light. Like you say, you got a South African passport, and to apply for a visa, you're jumping through all these hoops. Whereas for us, you know, we've got it good, bro. Like as an Australian with an Australian passport, even though we've got different backgrounds, like we definitely take it for granted how different it is. Yeah.
But I think also you guys don't know it any different. So it's hard to judge you for that, you know, because I mean, of course, there's sometimes when I'm like, fuck, piss me off, you know, because people are like, bro, just apply for a visa. Like, are you stupid? Like, you know, like even people when I left Australia, or like when I was in Australia and I was like, fuck, bro, I'm trying to like hustle, trying to get this fucking visa that I can stay and live here where I want to live, you know. It's not like I never want to live in Australia. I tried fucking hard to stay. You know? That was my like, it's hard, you know. And then you have people like, just fucking apply for a visa, bro. Just ask for like residency. Like, I don't get it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, do you really think something I tried so hard to get, if it was so easy, I would have just, oh shit, oh yeah, that's right. Why didn't I think of that? Come on, man. Like, use your brain a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Have a little sympathy. I don't know.
So going back to Argentina, so you guys moved there. How long were you there?
We were there for about 3-4 months. But like also Argentina, they speak Spanish, yeah. So I don't speak Spanish, bro. We arrived and Camille learned a little bit of Spanish in school. But Jesus Christ, bro, Spanish people speak fast, man. We arrived in Argentina and she was like, excuse me, where is the library? The lady is like, oh, brah, brah, brah. We were like, what? And she's like, despacio. Ah, okay. brah, brah, brah. You know, like she didn't change at all. This piece of like, thank you so much, gracias, gracias, and fuck you too. You know? Like, just carrying on walking, you know. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was a cool experience. I mean, after 3 months, kind of like I learned a little bit of Spanish, you know, like I was speaking to people and I could conversate. So it was okay. Like obviously not as much as French now, but I mean, it was okay, you know. But we're like, we don't really know too many people. The country's very poor. It's kind of like a hard life for a lot of Argentinians, bro. Like, honestly, I feel real bad for a lot of them. Like, it's a struggle, bro. For real, Argentina right now is like real tough. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So it was hard to live in a country where people are struggling, you know, especially for Camille. Like, I was a little bit more okay, you know, but for her, I could see that it was tough, you know. And there was a point where, like, fuck, we don't really have any money left, you know. And we met like this really cool Israeli girl. I forgot her name, shit. But she was really, really nice. And she was like, hey, you know, go to Miami. Like there's this homestead there, not a homestead, a woofing. It's like a volunteer work. She's like, yeah, go there. They're really nice. It's like super chill. You can save some money and you have more time to do your shit. We're like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Boom. We left to Miami. So we're in Miami and we stayed there for like a month and a half or something, 2 months. And really cool. But to fly from Chile to Costa Rica, the flight goes from Chile, Miami, Costa Rica. Yeah. And I just changing the flight in Miami. I'm not staying, right, at this point. So I didn't see any problem. And Camille was like, I don't know. You South African, you always got fucking problems with visas. I'm gonna check this. I'm like, nah, it's all right. It's international, you know? She's like, nah, I don't trust you. So she Googles, damn, I need a fucking visa to change the fucking plane in Miami.
Whoa.
I'm like, wow. So I'm in Mendoza, and bro, Mendoza is the opposite side of Argentina. So I took a 12-hour bus to Buenos Aires. I applied for my American visa, which was $150, $175. And then they gave me my passport back the day before we left, which was like 15 days or something like this. I had to wait 20 days. I had to wait for this thing. I had to get like, again, 21 photos. I had to have like fingerprints, a picture, an interview with a guy who was like, have you ever been to Afghanistan? Do you know how to make bombs? Have you ever been in the military?
Really?
Like, you know, like, I just want to fucking change the flight. Just change the plane in Miami, bro. I'm not going there. And he was like, oh, okay. But why? But blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. And then after that, she applied like kind of everywhere as a Montessori teacher. And she got a job in Guadeloupe, which is where I am living at the moment. And
for those that don't know, where's Guadeloupe exactly on
a map? I think Antigua is probably like the closest British island, and then maybe like Puerto Rico, and Dominica, kind of like this. It's the Caribbean. It's the French West Indies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she applied for a job here. She got a job. And then the director was like, hey, do you know any English teachers? And she was like, yeah, my boyfriend. So, so I came with her. We got the job. And on the flight, I proposed to get married, you know, because obviously at that point we were cool, you know. So anyway, we arrived, proposed, everything cool. And then obviously just normal relationship stuff, kind of like, whatever. It's not really important, but yeah, sure. And then now I'm here, still here. I just applied for like an extension on my visa, so hopefully I can get that. But now I've learned some French, you know, speaking French. But so yeah, bro. Now it's like another cultural shock again. You know, I have to adapt again to be French.
Tell us about.
Australian, after that to be French.
Tell us about the language barrier. Like, what was that like for you? Because I know, you know, there's going to be, obviously we've all traveled to overseas and stuff, and that could be the most frustrating part about travel, is just that communication. Like, even you're trying to find being in a place where no one speaks English is like, man, I can't even express myself. Like, tell us about that experience, that language barrier that you had to face.
I mean, the thing is, bro, it's really, like, to live in another country is really hard because you have to learn their language, which is cool, which is really cool. But fuck, man, you feel stupid. It hurts your confidence like so bad, bro. Like, you're really, really stupid, man. Like, you can't express yourself. Like, even I was trying to say to you before, like, tonight, bro, I came home and I kind of like, not complained to my girlfriend, but I had a little like sook. I was like, man, I'm tired. I fuck this place. Fuck France. Fuck all this shit. I want to go home. Like, fuck, bro. Like, you know, it's just small shit. Like, I'm playing rugby, bro. It's hard. I have to think about all this shit. There's a lot of adrenaline. I have to think of all the shit I have to do. Then I have to speak in another fucking language. And then people are like, oh yeah, I didn't understand you. I'm like, fuck you, man. Speak English then, you dickhead. Like, bro, like, I'm trying so hard, yeah. Like, and then also they'll say like mumble shit, you know? Like, they'll mumble something. And I'm like, if that was in English, I would know what you said, you know? Like, in French, like, I'm at that point, bro, where I'm basically bilingual. You know, I'm not, I mean, fuck, bro, my girlfriend doesn't speak any English. She says, like, how are you? She knows, like, basic shit. But she's never spoke English with her ever. So if I'm at the point where I can get a girlfriend in French, I think I'm all right, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still a lot of things where you're tired and people are mumbling and you're like, I don't know what you said. And you just feel so frustrated. And there's a lot of times where I'm trying to explain something in rugby. I'm like, okay, guys, like, I need you to help me do this. So, like, my game is better because you need to, like, free the ball. Otherwise, I can't take the ball, you know? And I'm trying to explain that. And the guys are like, what? Because because it's not my native language. Like, I struggle sometimes to express myself. And I think that's what hurts the most. It's not that you don't pronounce correctly. I don't care that I don't pronounce correctly. I don't care that I make grammar faults. It's the I can't think of the word, but it's like the pressure of not being able to express yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like that. It's like such a weight. Like, you feel like you just want to yell. Like, you can't express yourself, and it's so infuriating. Like, you feel like somebody has something on your throat. You know, like, fuck, man. I just want to say that. You know?
Yeah. I could definitely relate this to, like, over here in Australia. On the other side of it, one of my pet peeves is when people tease foreigners for the way they speak English. Like, that is the most disrespectful thing you can do, because it's obviously not their first language and they're trying so hard. Like, a lot of people tease Indians, Arabs, or anyone that's not, you know, got the Australian accent and all that. Hearing your side of it, man, I hope it shines a big light on, like, people that, you know, look at foreigners in a certain way. They're only trying to communicate the best that they can. And to be honest, English is one of the hardest languages. It doesn't make sense.
French, though.
Oh, yeah.
French is not that. For real, bro, they have so many fucking le. I'm like, shit, shut up, man. Damn. Horrible, bro. They got genders for shit that don't make sense, you know? Like, a spoon is female. I'm like, what? Why? Where is the penis? Please, somebody show me the goddamn penis, you know? Like, what? I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
bro, no sense.
Oh, man.
Talk to us about, like, you know, learning the language. How have you? Is it easier? How do you learn?
But so, like, in the beginning, like, obviously I spoke nothing, you know, like 0. I knew bonjour, voulez-vous accoucher avec moi, which is not correct, is actually voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Because accoucher, it means give birth. Coucher, it means like have like sleep together, but accoucher, it means give birth. So like you're like, yeah, I'm a playboy. Voulez-vous accoucher avec moi? And they go like, oh, bro, oh, that's so no, that's in 9 months. That's not right now.
You're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the future.
Bro, no, like there's a lot of things, and it's real difficult. Like there's a lot of sounds that we don't have, you know, so you have to learn the sounds. You know, like even my ex-girlfriend, her name is Camille. You know, in English, you just say Camille.
Camille, yeah.
You know, but for them, the LL, it's like a E, and they pronounce it like Camille, and you're like, what? Like what the fuck? Like it took me like ages to say that. And her best friend, bro, it's not. It couldn't have been like some person that we saw once a year. So a fucking best friend. You know what her name is? Aurore.
I'm not even.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
One more time.
What the?
One more time.
Why you do that? Why you do that? Aurore.
Is there an English
Bro,
version?
you gotta get that. Bro, you gotta. Aurora.
Aurora.
Wow. I feel like when someone like punch you in the stomach, you're like,
I said, you know, what happened to her mother? Maybe they just didn't hear her properly in the hospital. You know, she was choking outside, like, what do you want to name the kid? Crazy name. Man.
What is the biggest challenge, do you feel like? I mean, obviously you've had to overcome cultural barriers, language barriers. Like what has been the biggest challenge throughout your journey?
Bro, I think, to be honest, the biggest challenge is definitely to be alone. Like, you know that saying, alone in a room full of people? Bro, I feel that all day, every day. Like, I haven't seen my mom in like 3.5 years. I haven't seen my dad in like, I haven't seen my dad in like a year. But before that, it's been 4 years. And my little brothers and sisters, I have half brothers and sisters that live in Angola. I think it's been like 6 years, bro. You know what I mean? So it's real hard. And I haven't seen any family for like a long ass time. Like it's hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard to be away from family. It's hard to be away from your people. You know, like here, I'm the outsider. Like I have to adapt to everybody else. Like nobody, like people were interested, like, oh, you're from South Africa. Oh, that's cool. Blah, 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 blah. But it's just bullshit. You know, it's just like the same old questions like, oh, what do you eat there? Oh, what is this? You know, like there's no like I can't like relate to somebody. It's different to tell somebody about something and relate to them.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the same, you know? And I think like bro, you feel real alone. And I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, like you said, babe, before, like, damn, on Instagram, you live in the life, bro. You in the Caribbean, this motherfucker doing trips. Like, I mean, for rugby, bro, I live a good life. You know, I'm real lucky to be where I am. I would, like, even myself, like, I question myself, like, damn, how the fuck did I get to this point? Like, for rugby, bro, next weekend, you know what we're doing? We're going to go fly to Saint Martin to play rugby for the weekend. It's cool, but I have friends here, but they're not real friends. You know, they're just associates. It's just people that I know. You know, like I'm a social guy. You know me. I know everybody. I say hello. If you see me go out, everybody knows me. Like I'm always gonna pass somebody that I know. I'm gonna be, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? But I never met another Fabian. Never met another Dylan. You know what I mean? Another Garamond. Yeah. It's not the same. It's not. It's people that I know. It's friends. It's not my boy, not my family. You know
the deep,
it's
deep bond.
Exactly. It's a different level of friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not feeling good, but it's not convenient for them. You know what I mean? When you feel down and you want to like talk to somebody, and sometimes you're like, hey, you know what? Leave me alone. Your best friend, you're gonna be like, fuck you. I'm not leaving you alone. shut the fuck up. I'll be at your house in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? That's like a real friend. He knows you're feeling and he's gonna come to these people that you don't know, like, I'm feeling bad. They're not gonna talk to you for a month because I don't want to deal with that shit. They're like, got other problems. Deal with that guy's shit. You know what I mean? So here you actually kind of like avoid telling people your problems, because as soon as you tell people your problems, they're kind of like, oh, fuck's sake.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, nobody has time for other people's shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess that's like the hardest part. But on a positive note, I would definitely say that like people are really scared of traveling and of going to another place and living in another country. It's the best thing you can do, man. Like, I mean, fuck, I speak French. I lived in like 7, 8 countries. Like, bro, I have like a cultural awareness now of so many other people. Like, now when I meet Vietnamese people, I can relate to them, you know? Like I said, here it's difficult because where I am, because I'm living here now, it's difficult to relate to people of my hometown. But when I'm traveling somewhere else and I meet a Guadeloupean, I can be like, I can relate to you. And you can relate to so many more people, you know, and you learn so many more things. You change as a person. You become somebody that you know, like the thing that I think, bro, the thing about traveling is addictive, bro, because you realize that, fuck me, we are so small, bro. Like, Dil, you were telling me, like, oh wow, you traveled more than 100 cities. That's insane, bro. Bro, I feel like I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing, bro. Like, the more you travel, the more you realize that there's so much to see, but there's not enough time. There's so much to see and do that we don't have enough. Like, and that's what, like, I wouldn't say piss me off, but like, that is a shame, is that like there's so many people that are like, I would love to travel, hashtag travel, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you're going to a 4-star hotel in Bali, you've already been there before. You know what I mean? Trust me. But you know what I mean? Like, something different, bro. Like, experience something. You know what I mean? Like, life is not always about the Instagram post. You know what I mean? Just because you went to do yoga in Ubud, it doesn't mean you're a Buddha. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying. 100%.
Go experience it for real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's my version of it. But I think traveling is like definitely an eye opener. It humbles you more than anything, I guess, because you realize that, hey, you don't own this world, you don't own your country, you share it actually. You share it with everybody else, and we need to adapt ourselves to other people, and we can learn a lot from other people, you know. Like, bro, there's so many times where I've been to a country and I'm like, whoa, that works so well. That is so cool. Like, that is so nice. Like, why don't we do that back home? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things we can fucking learn from other people, bro. Like, I think a lot of people are like so scared of change, and that's not like, change is good actually. Change is cool, man. Like, bro, if you go to Vietnam, you're gonna eat some food, you're gonna be like, damn, that was really good. I love that shit. And that's gonna be your thing now. And you're gonna eat some food that you're gonna be like, yeah, that's not for me. But that's okay. You know what? That's a crazy story. You know what I mean? There's so many times where something crazy happened to me, and I'm like, that was horrible. But now it's a story. You know, now I have a little moment of my life that's intangible. You know, like, I prefer to spend my money going to a place that I don't know anybody, that I don't speak the language, and eat some random, horrible, crazy shit, and have that story with me for the rest of my life, than to go buy a T-shirt that I'm not going to use in 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, memories, it's something you can keep with you, and that's priceless.
You know what I love about how you travel is that you can really relate to the locals, because when you go to a different city or, you know, wherever, you actually live like the locals. You know what I mean? You don't go to those fancy hotels. You eat their food. You embrace it. And, you know, you have such an open mind. And I think that's such, you know, something to take away. Like if you're going to travel, you know, don't be so close. I'm going to do exactly what I do in my own hometown. And it's like, no, you go out and have an open mind, you know? So I think that's a good thing that you have.
Hey, Serg, can I ask a quick question? This is taking it back to Australia days, or when you were in Thailand and you applied for that visa. If you were to go back to that time and your visa got accepted, like, would you take that route, knowing what you've been through now? If you got a chance to go do it over, and that Australian visa got accepted, would you take that route?
You know, I'm turning 27 in next month in June, and that'll be like more than half of my life that I've been on a visa. Like I got my first visa when I was 13, and I'm gonna be 27. That means that more than half of my life I've spent on a visa. Like I've always been on a visa. Like just constantly on a visa, just going wherever I can, that I don't have to go back to South Africa, and I can try and find a better life. You know what I mean? Like I love South Africa. I'm not saying that South Africa is like worst thing ever, you know. But every South African knows, if you can find a fucking better life, you're gonna try and find a better life, bro.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, when you get old in South Africa, nobody's gonna look after you unless you have family, unless you have like, unless you're rich, you're not gonna be looked after. In France, man, if you get cancer, it's free. If your kids want to study, it's free. University is free. You got to pay like $150, bro. It's nothing. In university, bro. Like if you're a doctor, doesn't matter what degree, it's free.
Wow.
Like school is free. You know what I mean? Like they have so many things in place that look after you, you know? Or, you know, like I would love to live in Australia. It's like, it was my home, you know? And Australia looks, you know? That visa was a tourist visa, so I would say no. It was a tourist visa. And I would have just done like 3 months or some shit.
Yeah.
That's it. But if you had to offer me citizenship, I'd probably take that citizenship, bro. Because my family is in Australia. My whole life is in Australia. And the fact that I'm not allowed to go back, not allowed, but like, I mean, it's almost impossible to go back. It hurts, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, if I could go back and get citizenship, cool. Then I would travel or do something else. But, you know, like what I'm doing now is not really by choice as well. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm really, really grateful that I get to live in the Caribbean. And I'm really lucky that life pushed me in this direction. But it was never, you know what I mean? Like, I got a job here, and then I got a job, so I came. It wasn't like, I want to go live in the fucking Caribbean. I'm going to do that. No, it's just like life gave me an opportunity, and I took it. You know? And I think a lot of people, a lot of people see opportunities in life, and they get given opportunities in life, but they don't take it because it's scary. And I think that's the big thing that people need to like overcome. Is like, bro, you think I'm not scared? You think I'm not scared? You think this is easy? I lived in 7 countries, and every fucking time it's horrible. It's really difficult. It's not easy. You cry. You have sleepless nights. But you know what? I know that it's going to be better for you. But it's just like, you know, but I would never say no to opportunity. If you tell me, hey, listen, Serg, tomorrow I got you a job in China. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. I don't speak Chinese. I'm not in China. But fuck it. It's an opportunity. I'm going to take it. Because life is short, bro. I mean, if you don't take the opportunities given to you, I mean, what's the point? Where's the fun in that? You know? I mean, even with you, Fabe, you're like, I try to get you to come to Vietnam with me. Of course, you came in the end, you know, and obviously it didn't work out because I had a girlfriend. But I remember a lot of conversations on the phone where you were making excuses. like bullshit excuses. Like,
Yeah.
oh, bro, I would love to come. Like 100% I'll come. But the thing is, I just started a gym membership. And
Hey, this guy.
Is this real?
Hell no, it's real.
This is real?
I was offered a job in Sydney. I was
Actually, no, he was tossing up.
Bro.
To live with me or to live with you? That was actually real.
This guy, bro.
You know what? He chose you.
Some bullshit excuses too, you know? I'm just saying,
getting offered a job in Sydney?
It's just an example. It's an example. It's an
Okay.
example. You know, it's easy to make excuses, you know? And it's always easier to find
I think that's because we're
another
comfortable.
option.
I think Australians, we're just too comfortable.
We're not
bro.
Australian. Don't get it twisted. It's not Australians, bro.
It's everyone.
Everybody in the whole world. In the whole world. This is what I was trying to say before. Is like everybody thinks they're special.
Yeah.
You're not. All the same, bro. It's very easy to get comfortable. It's very easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm in my little space, you know? And I think that's but the thing is, once you break out of your comfort zone, you change and then you grow. And then, bro, trust me, when you break out of the comfort zone, great. It's like there's a lot of adrenaline, bro. And there's a lot of adrenaline. And it's fucking cool. And the cool thing is too, is if you go live in another country, you know what? You start fresh, bro. You're not baby the bad anymore. You're not dealing with the bad. You're whoever the fuck you want to be. Because nobody knows you, nobody gonna judge you, nobody knows anything about your past. You create your future. You say, hey, listen, I'm fucking dealing with bads. I'm this, I'm ABC. And you come and you're like confident as fuck. People nobody gonna question you, bro. They're gonna be like, okay, I believe you. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If in high school you were shy and everyone was making fun of you, you have made this little persona in your head that, oh fuck, I'm not cool. I'm really shy. I'm a little bitch. Whatever the fuck your mental persona is that you have of your idea that you have of yourself. Once you go traveling, bro, you are not the same person. You can be whoever you want to be. You start the slate clean. You do whatever you want. You be whoever you want to be. Everybody gonna accept you. Everybody gonna be like, okay, cool. No questions asked.
How is your experience or your journey influenced your perspective now?
Just to be, I guess, more open to opportunities, to life, to people, to other people's experiences, to other people's stories, you know. And also, I guess, like, just myself. I'm bro. Like the thing is, there's always like I'm not anybody crazy. I'm just like a normal guy that it just happened to me. You know, like I'm just following the path that's before me.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, Serg. I take so many lessons from your story, hey, and continue. Like I know there's gonna be a book sometime or a movie. Like I always tell other people, bro, like if there's one person that needs to write a book or create a movie around their life, and it's you, man. Like I know you've only touched on a few stories. I know there's like 10, 50 others that you can touch on, man. We might need to do a part 2 for that.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, we really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's getting late there, but to even come on, you know, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Serg.
man.
Cut. That's that action.